This is Lyme Regis Beach, one of the best locations on the Jurassic Coast to find prehistoric fossils. Now, do I have any experience with finding fossils? No. But how hard could it be? The best way to find fossils on this beach is to look at low tide, focusing on shingles and mudslides. So this is an entire mudslide over here. This is an entire mudslide. You can see all of that debris came tumbling down, and it was raining this morning as well. So really this is ideal conditions. So if I can't find a fossil, it's more because of me not being able to find one rather than the beach. Fossils often have distinct symmetrical shapes, which you don't really see in ordinary rocks that are found in nature. So they're actually quite easy to distinguish from just ordinary rocks that you see on the beach. I'm also looking for shiny gold pyrite, as fossils can also be found in those pockets. Will any of this actually lead to me being able to find a fossil? I guess we'll see.
While I wrestle against the futility of my actions as I look for fossils on this beach, it's a good time to talk about where Muslims stand when it comes to the environment. When it comes to the religious doctrine, there aren't any explicit guidelines for environmental conservation or environmentalism, but although there aren't explicit instructions on how to treat the environment, like there are for things like prayer or inheritance, the spirit of the law is very clear. It is in the second chapter of the Quran in Surah Baqarah that Allah informs humanity of its position on this earth. He says, "I am going to place a successive human authority on earth." The specific word that is used is Khalifa, which means a steward or caretaker. We've been placed on this earth as a steward to nurture and protect it. This concept makes environmental preservation a core religious duty, as every single Muslim is considered a caretaker of the natural world. Later in the Quran, we are then told of the moment when the sacred trust or amana was placed onto humanity by God. In the 33rd chapter of the Quran, in Surah Al-Ahzab, the 72nd verse says, "Indeed, we offered the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, but they all declined to bear it, being fearful of it. But humanity assumed it, for they are truly wrongful to themselves and ignorant of the consequences." This verse shows us the magnitude of the sacred trust that has been placed in humanity. Even the heavens, the earth, and the mountains were offered it, but they were afraid that they would not be able to uphold the rights of all things, and in their failure, they would be punished. However, humanity, in its ignorance, did not decline to bear it. So we have to uphold that responsibility, that trust that has been placed in us, and stand up for the rights of all beings of creation, including the very environment that we live in. Because if we don't uphold the sacred trust, if we become neglectful and fail to protect the things in our care, then we will be held responsible and be subject to the consequences.
So you can tell that this is quite a popular area for people to come to look for fossils, because you see a lot of these